Oh, relive. Alright. Konba Natsu. It's a Hane today. It's a Hane stream. So today over here we have some guns that kind of look like our guns in our world, the Konba world. I chosen a few of them. One up here in the front, and then if we like look around, well, there's the ammo today, and then here's the rest. This is what we're gonna start with, and then make our way towards here. But at the same time, we're also gonna talk about the gun lore in our world. It's pretty simple. Our gun, just a heads up with our lore. Our gun technology went up by a lot because of the elves. The elves, I haven't talked about the elves yet in any of the videos of the lore, but the elves came from outer space. They landed in my world. So everything you know about elves, which is like the Lord of the Rings type, hoo-ha elves, yeah, drop that. The elves of my world do something else, so yeah, they do something else. So about guns in the lore, wait, are we even live? Wait, I'm just checking it out real quick. Wait. Okay, yeah, we are live. Okay, so yeah, it's been a while, everybody. It's Hane. What is that? Something disconnected. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Something disconnected. What is that? What is disconnecting? No, my mic fell. Oh no. Oh, shit. Oh boy. That's a great start. Yep. I'm gonna possibly assume something broke halfway into the stream, so yeah, stuff like that. Anyway, our gun technology in our world kind of advanced purely because of the elves, but before we had firearms in our world, we had simple bows and arrows and projectile weapons also. They were kind of like guns also in a way. So we had this like what's a better representation? We had this like tube that kind of looked like the M1 here, but instead of having gunpowder and everything and all these mechanicals to make it go kaboom and shoot, basically had this wooden stock in a tube, and we would put like a crystal of Zuha in here, which is our magic. Like, you know, we tell the spirits, oh, guide us, blah blah blah. Plus borrow your power so that we may use this weapon and shoot thy enemy. So we would like channel our magic through that little blue stone, and then out it goes that way. So yeah, that's pretty much like how it is. And oh wait, what? Oh wait. Let me just read the comments. Ooh, boy. Where is it? Is it this up too? Oh, here. Hi. Yeah. Hi, Gems. Konba Kanatsu. Hello, Hane. Hello, me. Tovin. Hello, Konba Kanatsu. Welcome to our very impromptu stream. There was like notifications going off. I don't know what happened in our stream here, but we're talking about guns. So these are guns for our world and stuff. Let's go back to the game then. Okay, so before we start with like the main guns, which is, you know, the shotguns, the rifles, and the rifles, we're gonna go back here and talk about the early versions of guns. So something disconnected again. Oh well. But the early versions of the guns were more like I said, the tube, but we also had like musket-looking type guns. So let me just move around. I look like a net runner in real life. There's so much wires on my head. So the first guns we're gonna talk about really is let me just walk this way. Is this one, a flintlock pistol? This is what we have also in our world. It's very similar, but instead of gunpowder, we obviously just use Zuha. Zuha is our magic. Zuha means it. Oh, okay. So the stream's disconnecting because there's no internet. Oh well, fuck it. Okay, something happened. So we'll take our flintlock. Oh no, the table tipped over. It's not good. So we use flintlock pistol before, and we also had like a flintlock musket. Where's the bullets? Where did they go? The bullets disappeared. Well, that's a great start to our stream. So yeah, these are the first things we're gonna go over. Flintlock pistol, the musket, the big ass rifle, shotguns, pistols of our world, and whatnot. So let's find some ammo here. Did I save ammo here? No, I think those are for the modern guns. So yeah, well, we gotta look for ammo. Is it the breech loading muzzle types? Yeah, we're just gonna spawn a few because yeah. So we have, during the start of the Konba world, before the elves, we had the tubes. But by the time the elves came, we were starting to reverse engineer half of their stuff, and we've kind of came up with something similar to this this flintlock pistol here. Now let me just try to figure out how to use this thing. I think it was like cock this, and then we're supposed to. Our loading was a little bit more easier. Like you just pop the ball in there and then channel their magic and go kaboom, right? So, but here for this one, we're gonna have to load it in manually. All right. I'm gonna put some in here. Yeah, that's close enough. I mean, that's not a lot. Yeah. And then put this here. We need more powder. And then here, that's cock. Wait, how do we... Wait. How does this... Oh, okay. We close the thingy. We have it full cocked. We're gonna grab this pole thingy. And we're just gonna knock it down. Oh my gosh, it's not gonna fit, is it? Yep, we're just gonna knock it down here until I hear a clinky sound. If there's no... Okay, fuck it. We didn't have this like rod thing. We did have this rod. We just took the ball and just shoved it in there and then channeled our magic through it. So we didn't really have this like this system. Oh well. Go back now. Okay, it's like still there. What's going on? Okay, the ball doesn't wanna... Is it this way? Okay, it's that way. Okay. Yeah, we didn't have this mechanism. But yeah, we kind of just shoved the ball in there. I think that's enough. Just put back here. And then we have it full cock, obviously. And then we're gonna fire. And we're just... The first early guns of the Konba world were, well, basically just like this. But instead of gunpowder, we had like the stone here, and we're like, all we did was borrow the spirit magic and channel it through our magic with this thing, and then it went kaboom. But here we have it half cocked already. I mean, we have it full cocked, and we're just gonna aim very closely at this can. I'm gonna just shoot it. There's nothing. What the heck? Oh no. that didn't come out to plan. Alright. I mean, okay. Okay, we'll try again. Clearly it didn't shoot. I don't know why. So yeah, it was guns back then before, well, like when the early days was kind of like this. Sometimes people didn't channel enough magic into the pistol and then it wouldn't shoot, like whatever happened here. So we're gonna aim and shoot. Bruh. Really? Okay, let's try this again. Let me just spawn in. Where's the gunpowder at? This is... Right. Okay. Just a lot. Just put a lot in there. Okay. And then... Okay, ready. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to stuff this back in here. We're gonna have the same problem, I think, with the musket, but yeah, early guns were similar to this. It kind of sucks sometimes because you don't channel enough energy, but alright, ready, aim, and fire. Bro. Oh my god. Ah, bruh. Bruh. I'll be back. Dog walking time. Alright, have a good time dog walking. I hope you come back to our stream and hope you have a good dog walk. Well, that didn't work out. Yeah, it's... So, early guns in the Konba world were similar to this when you don't channel enough magic. Or pressure at this point. Come on, go inside. Go inside. And then... yeah. Just put this in here. Sometimes you kind of have to work outside of the box and just put in the well, a bunch of gunpowder at this point. Just yeah. Okay, it should work. Should work, right? It's making sound. Yeah. So back then we usually have to concentrate a lot of magic into this, but here we have, yeah. Let's aim for that can again and see, the gunpowder's falling. Ugh. Oh no. And then aim and... Okay, you know what? Yeah, the first early guns of the Konba world were similar to this. It's kind of clunky. It didn't really occur to us. You know, it kind of worked when you wanted to, but it was still clunky. The elves had something similar to this gun, and they had more advanced technology. It looked like similar to this, but they had something better, which we didn't have. And we're just gonna put this here. It's let's just pretend it shot something, right? Let's go back to other guns. And then that was for short range. Eventually, we would evolve into something similar to muskets, because at the time we were already having not the Maniki Empire per se, but mostly all the conflict in our world has been because of the hal'haku, which is the continent of Kanaha, and it's shared by the elves, the bears, the dogs, the vampire bats, the bats. They're all bats. It's just the dominant oh shit. The dominant... Oh, shit. No! Bruh! What the... Okay, let me just reload the scene. Oh no. Okay, Okay, we're back. We reloaded the scene. We're gonna grab the musket. Okay. Oh my god, bro. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so and then we eventually evolved to the musket if we can grab the musket. Okay, here we go. We grabbed the musket. So eventually we'd go from close range quarters, and we don't really use guns that much in our world. We mostly use knives and swords and all that stuff. So yeah, this is guns in general were just a long range weapon for us. But we had magic, so all we had to do was cast some spells, and then spell casting is not what you think it is in our world. It's just, hey, look, we got magic too. We'd like to borrow your power and use it to cause great damage to our enemies. But we'll still see them in heaven because we all believe in the same God anyway. But when we started going using the ranged weapons, kind of looks like this. Yeah, it's a really long musket with like a really long spike because, like I said, the first guns were very clunky. Like it didn't shoot if we didn't channel enough magic. So, the spike or the bayonet here was kind of just like a last resort because we were like, clearly this takes time to reload, and sometimes our magic is not in sync with this gun. So that's the best. That pointy thing in the edge is the best thing to end it all, I think. So I think we have. So we fired this, and it's gonna be the same really when we fire it. So okay, we're gonna uncock it. Let's see. We have the ball, and we're gonna put then it's in full cock. The latch is closed, and then the hard part of this gun. Oh great! So yeah, we'll just put this in here. My arm's really short. Here's the ball. I'm just gonna shove the ball in there. Grab this really long stick. Oh wow, this stick is super long. Then just alright. Until it makes a sound. And yeah. This is how it is. Right, so I think that's good enough. I'm just gonna stick this back here. And we're gonna just proceed to shoot this gun. But yeah, the first early guns were kind of like this. And they were, in our world, guns were called, they didn't really have a word for it until the elves came. The elves called their guns, in their language, katra. Katra means, it means along the lines of a projectile cutting the wind. That's why they're called katra. And when the other countries that ended up making guns in our world, the Maniki Empire, the Maniki Republic was very late in the game. So I'm not talking about my lore. I'm talking about the other khans, the other clans in our lore. The first gun manufacturers were the Kuma clan and then the Inuuku clan. The Inuuku clan is the dogs and Kuma clan is the bears. And they had something, they called it basically the Atras. Wait, no, not Atras. Haftras. Yeah, Haftras because in their Konba, because the Konba we speak is kind of different from the Konba spoken by the continent of hal'haku. Half means 8. So usually these things were usually These things were usually 8 shots worth. Obviously, a musket's only 1 shot. The whole 8 shot thing, it was more on when we get to the shotguns and pistol era. But let's aim at this can right here, very close range. But actually, no, let's aim for that can all the way in the distance. And it's gonna be not so accurate, but hopefully it shoots. Not enough gunpowder, I see. Okay, so yeah, it's not very we go back to the same problem with the first guns in our world. It's not very versatile. I need to put more gunpowder. Yeah, just a lot of this stuff. I swear it's not hitting the pan too. But in our world, instead of the pan, we get like... Yeah, we'll just aim really close then. Yeah, let's just pretend we hit something. If that failed, you would go run to your enemy and kind of like, you see that gummy thing over there? We're gonna run to our enemy and just poke them a bit. Yeah, something like that. Just poke them like that. And look, the enemy's gone. Boom! Something like that, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck this shit. Useless. Yeah, that was pretty much it. That's the basic lore of our guns. It wasn't that much context, but it was clunky and it was really trashy. It was not like... As the that was the first early thing. The elves taking place around the 1100s, 1200s. They got advanced tech, super advanced tech. It's crazy. We get to the first pistols created in our world. So the first pistol is similar to, let's see, revolvers. Yeah, so revolvers were the first, like... Well, this one has a dot sight. That's funny. But the first revolvers were this and 38 special. Okay, yeah, these are 38 specials. So the first, we've gone back. We've gotten better tech from the elves that the elves that are people, not my people. Kumaoku especially had trouble with, and they were able to grab some of their weapons and then reverse engineer it, and it looked like a revolver of some sort. So this is what we have, a revolver of some sort. Do we have ammo for this other than this box? No, we don't. So yeah, let's grab some ammo here. And the first revolvers that the Kumaoku reverse engineered from the elves initially only had 2 shots, so technically it was kind of like a derringer, but here we go, a derringer style, but it had a cylinder and only shot two shots. And then yeah, let's cock it this way. And this is when Kumaoku and, well, eventually Inuuku, the dog tribes, hello, Konba Konatsu, realized that, hey, the newer weapons created by the elves, which were like 2-shot revolvers, this is a 5-shot, obviously, but were better than our musket-looking pistols and our magical energy thing. But we couldn't wrap around our heads how they made the propulsion work. And they had something similar to gunpowder. The name has been lost to time, but the elves were just super advanced. So, and they also had these laser dot sights on their... The laser dots were modern, but back then we had they had something similar. The elves were just super advanced, and we're just gonna shoot like this can again and see, you know, how accurate this was. Yeah, pretty accurate. Muskets. The muskets sucked. um, same goes to when Kumaoku reverse engineered the guns. Instead of using the propulsion that the elves had, we also still channeled their magic. But now, magic came. We sort of like took the rudiment, like a early form of cartridges. We just put the magic in there, and then we put just a little bit of magic. So they weren't this powerful as a 38 special. The first guns that Kumaoku built were similar to maybe like 22 long rifles, like the real pretty weak, pretty effective, but pretty weak. But let's just fire off a few shots. So yeah, this is a little bit more accurate. And it was like, it was kind of like that, really. Let's finish them. Yeah, about there. Yeah, so that's eventually after the 2 shots were created, and they were called so in Konba, in just general Konba, even though we spoke different Konba around the world, the numbers usually stayed the same. So it's suha doha, you know, something like that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, same. But yeah, we got to gotra. These were called gotra. Gotra is Kumaoku numbers for 5 shots. Yeah. Eventually 2 shots became 3 shots, and then eventually we realized, oh, we could add 5 more. And at that time, that was the same time the elves also added 5 more shots to a 2-shot pistol. So yeah, they just kept evolving with the elves, and slowly but surely, the gun, it's kind of like the gun tech in our world kind of advanced. Slowly but surely, but as the conflicts around the world increased, the need for long-range weapons became a little bit more in the spotlight, you know, rather than expending all of our magic through creating spells and whatnot. We can, well, for warfare, obviously, we can just like put it in a cartridge and go boom and do this. So yeah, this type of invention, the whole clicky thing here, we didn't have that. Back then we used to like have to take each cartridge out manually. It was kind of like that. Yep. Pretty simple. The lore on guns isn't really covered much in the lore, technically. I mean, in my world, I'm the general of the 10,000 army, but yeah, let's forget about that. That's my past. Eventually, a regional conflict with the elves around the permafrost region of Kumaoku began. The elves were there because they were trying to re-administer some control over their breakaway territory, which they also made because anybody who opposed the elves, the elven regime and whatnot, yeah, they were thrown there as a saying that, hey, you're unworthy, you're not really part of our religion and whatnot. So we're gonna put you in this land, you're gonna be on your own, good luck. Well, eventually that land became pretty great. They also advanced pretty swell, and that became eventually a threat to the elves. starting the first regional conflict. And that brought upon pistols that look like this. In our world, pistols and short-range weapons aren't very popular. Most of it's just rifles and shotguns, really. But this became a personal weapon created by the people of Akuta against the elves. And Akuta is the breakaway. Yeah, it shot. These are 9mm, I think. But yeah, it shot like something. The bullets of the early ones still use something similar to like a 38 or 22, something like this. Not that, but very similar looking. Akuta basically is elves as well, with less resources, but they had bright minds, so they created something similar to this. And this has a drum mag. Yeah, this has a drum mag, so it carried more ammunition, which was needed because the actual elves had some super serious advanced firepower, so you need more bullets. They only carried 2 because they're like, oh, 1 shot equals like a lot of power anyway, so yeah. Pretty accurate. Yeah. Pretty accurate gun. Pretty, yeah, what can I say? It's just a drum mag it's a semi-automatic pistol with drum mag. So we went from musket-looking things to revolvers. This was still popular during the 700-year war, which is hal'haku. Can't say it on stream, on live, on post videos because, But the Festival of Lights, as we call it, this was still the most used pistol, but these were starting to gain traction later in the conflict. And yeah, let's see. Oh shit. Oh well. There we go. We still have more. Yeah, so these were like pretty much semi-automatic, single shot, and we would just, instead of the Kumaku versions of these guns still use the energy rocks. The elves, Akuta, the elves from Akuta, actually used the reverse engineered gunpowder from the actual elves. It was a little bit, more explosive than regular gunpowder, but yeah, smaller bullets, more explosive, and carried a lot of rounds. It was so good that even the elves, like the actual elves that don't like Akuta, was like, hey, we want that. And you have no choice but to give us the tech. And they adopted this and all that. But by the time, like, the serious time, it was still like a continental region. It was first regional, then Koroba. Then after Koroba, it's the Continental War. And then after the Continental War, it became the Intercontinental War, which is hal'haku. And my continent, which is Zuhanoeku. And then it became Zuhanoeku, hal'haku. And then Eku means continent in our world. So after that, it became the islands, Eku. Yeah, it's 700 years worth of conflict, really. So it's a long time. My actual lore, like the VTuber / Natsuha lore, doesn't start until 720 years after anyway. So yeah. But this was used for, I think, the year. Let's see, the 700-year war started around like 1200s, so about the 1100s. Yeah, they had this. The numbers are not the same as human numbers, so just saying, our calendar system's kind of weird too, hard to explain. Since it's a fantasy lore, most people will try to think elves as the Lord of the Rings type thing, but the elves in our world don't really do that. Just finish the rounds here. Yeah, we shot the radioactive cloud over there. Not bad. So when you're in the range, never do the rapid fire, but you know, we're in the game, so oh well. Alright, that's done. That gun's over. Let's put this here. Let's see. Hey, eventually. Okay, so like the stream keeps cutting off, which sucks. Eventually we got to semi-automatic pistols. This one. This is not gonna be a history lesson. Oh shit. Tried to be cool. This is a 1911. Now this wasn't created by the Kumaokus, nor the Inuukus, nor the elves. This type of gun in our world is similar to the, ours is also kind of gold plated, because of the guns are made out of Zuha metal. Metal is also a rock and a metal. Zuha is a spirit, god of messenger, but they also have a metal in the well springs and a blue rock. But we have something similar to this Desert Eagle. I'm not Desert Eagle. I'm at 1911. To this 1911, right? The 1911 looking gun was created by the Maniki Federation. This is way before the Empire started, but Maniki Federation or the Maniki Republic or the 6th or 7th Maniki Republic created a gun similar to this, and we called them kaftras. Kaftras is basically a gun that carried 8+1, so 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber type of guns. This was created later in the 700-year war, or the hal'haku. It was very powerful and very accurate. So powerful and accurate that we didn't really share this gun with like the rest of the... This type of gun was very exclusive to the Maniki Empire, and the only other like empire that had this was the Tanuki Empire and the Tanuki Federation. So because they were so close to us in borders, so they were just like, hey, you're gonna give us this gun? Well, eventually, yeah, we were allies at one point, so yeah, we let them have it. But they could never replicate it, but it's very accurate, as you can see from that can over there. You could shoot with one hand, you could shoot with two hands, and it was more versatile than whatever this was. This is a good gun, by the way, but this was more versatile because it had more power. It had more power than the old guns that were started in the earlier versions of the war. Oh, I missed. There we go. It could shoot a little bit farther. Like here, we've been shooting at these like discs for a while. It's pretty accurate. We've shot all the discs already, except for that one. Oh, yeah. Let's go back and get some. Oh yeah, I forgot I have little pockets. Yeah. So yeah. And we could shoot a little bit farther. And then maybe let's aim for that blue target there. And it's pretty accurate now. And yeah, we hit it. We hit the blue target there. Yeah, so these things carry eight shots, if I believe. So yeah, the Maniki Empire, Federation, Maniki Republic basically didn't really get technologically advanced until maybe the end of the 5th Maniki Republic. The 5th Maniki Republic was a very feudal state. The 6th and 7th was a republic and was a constitutional republic. Then ours, the Maniki Empire, it's a hybrid system. It's more... oh shit, we lost our bullets. Oh, where'd the bullets go? It's empty. Oh, here's a live mag. Wait, that's not a live mag. Okay. The Maniki Empire is more or less like it's a diarchy. There's two monarchs, me and Hane. Um, we that's when we started getting like the sixth, seventh, and eighth part of the Maniki Empire ended up becoming super technologically advanced at that point because we've captured some of the elves' technology. We didn't capture the elves. We don't care about them. But we care about their tech. So we during a special operation during the end of the hal'haku, we basically took all their stuff, and then we got super advanced because of it. So yeah, there's that. I mean, that's just the layman terms, Neko terms of describe the spoils of war. But yeah, pretty much that was this is our most favorite gun in our world. It's similar to it looks very similar to a 1911, but the difference is like the top is Zuha, so like this kind of color, like a gold or brass, and then underneath was made out of like a different type of metal that was similar to more or less like stainless steel, but it was it's dark colored stainless steel, and the bullets we used were basically the Zuha stone and metal. We ended up learning that we could use like Zuha stone as a as a sort of gunpowder if we grinded the Zuha stone and then put a fire like explosion type magic into the cartridge. We could just shoot it without channeling our magic. Of course we would still channel our magic to this gun, because if you didn't like channel your magic to the gun wouldn't shoot. It's technically like a smart gun. You know, if it's not, when you first get the gun in our world, it's connected to you. It's connected to your soul. You know, by that you're telling the Zuha spirits that, hey, this gun belongs to me, and when, you know, I am no longer alive, this thing disappears with me. So yeah, nobody can, that means even if you drop it on the ground and someone picked it up, they can't shoot it. It's connected to your body, it's connected to your soul. So if you're knocked out, I mean, even if someone else picks it up, the trigger won't like shit. The trigger won't activate. So like, I put the safety on right now, and yeah, in our world there's not really much of a safety really. So since it's connected to your soul, like even if you pick it up, you're gonna be like, oh, I can't shoot it. Oh, the person's knocked out. Oh, okay, it's not you really can't do anything with it. You could throw it, that's pretty much it. But that's how the Empire made their guns. Because guns in the Maniki Empire wasn't really needed. We had guns, we had knives and swords as our main weapons. We also had our claws because we're cats. And we had magic, which was more faster than this. We just liked having this though, because this was convenient. Oh shit, why do I keep dropping the magazine? What am I doing? Oh yeah, wait. Safety's on. Whoops. So yeah, there was that. And that was only like one shot left. Wow. Yeah, so I'm gonna put you. Yeah, we'll just put you there for now. Now, from pistols, we have shotguns. And this one, I chose this shotgun because it looks very similar to the shotguns of my world. Since, you know, we were talking about revolver technology, Kumaku designed something similar to these shotguns here, the revolver shotgun. And I know it looks comical, and it kind of looks similar to what we have, so that's why I chose it. But our revolvers were kind of just like up here, and then everything is different. So yeah. So this is comical, but this is what we had too. A shotgun, but the revolver area would be like right up here instead of back here. But this looked very similar, just like in terms of shape. Like the profile looks very similar. We also have these like giant things up here, and this is where we usually put our scopes. And I don't know if the knives here have bayonet fixtures, but like here, they would be like connected down here, and then we'd have like oh shit, I hit the table, I hit the wall. Oh shit, my hand. So we would have like a knife down here, and it would stretch out here. And bayonets are a thing in my guns, as you can see. They all have bayonets. It's funny, but because as a last resort, that was easier having a bayonet. So see that gummy over there. Oh, it's not even. Okay, now it's live. Oh, that didn't really work. Yeah, it was pretty much like this. Shotguns. The revolver type tech was very hot in our world. Pretty fun. These things were initially used to do breaches and stuff, like if you're out in the wilderness, short, close range stuff. This was more effective than the This was more effective than whatever this was. Yeah, trash. So yeah, we could just go to here. Maybe let's say we're breaking down a door and we're like, hey, stop! Boom. We missed that. Totally. And just throw it over there. In our world, we don't throw away the magazines. We keep that and remelt it and then use it for other things. But yeah. And then eventually we would get to the complicated history of the rifles. The elves in our world use rifles. They don't look like any of this. They look like some super hardcore sci-fi looking rifles. We, on the other hand, in the Konba world, have some imagination, so we use these guns. Literally, like the profile look very similar to what we have, like this HK. I forgot this one. I forgot the name of this gun, but in our world, we have something similar to this. Exactly like this. It has a scope up here. The only thing it doesn't have is a knife. Like, we have these types of bayonet spikes, but they like run all the way over there. And the barrels usually... But this is like how long it is. This is actually similar to the KP90. In our world, we have gun names, but in the Manichae Empire, we have the KP90, and it looks like this. Mine looks like this. However, in my world, this is like brass colored, and this is black brass, and this is made, and the bridge up here is made out of Zuha stone, so it's kind of like a bluish green rock with railings, pretty much. But it is very similar to what we have and to what I have in the Manichae Empire. So we're gonna shoot this. It uses this. Uses these ones. Yep, there we go. And pretty much it. This is a assault rifle, and this is what we have in our world. The muzzle brake is pretty much similar to what we have. We do have a laser. Yeah, we have a laser for... Like, I put a laser here, but we don't really have a laser. It's more like on top is a very long spike, used as a bayonet. But this is very similar to what the Manichae Yakko uses. The Yakko is basically Manichae Empire's combined version of the Navy and the Army and the Marines. It's literally all in just one company, one unit. And this is what we usually use for yeah, for general stuff. The elite forces of the Maniki Empire doesn't really use guns. They have some. They're basically assassins. They only use the pistols, really. So that's what we use. We oh, so it's on zone safety. Pretty much. I hope the stream is still online. Probably isn't. Did it cut off again? Well, yeah, probably stream cut off again. I'm not even sure about it anymore. But let's see. Let's shoot this pot over there. Missed it. There we go. Pretty accurate. And then let's try that blue thingy. And the best thing about this type of gun in our world, it's made to be stable. So it's not gonna go like like that, right? So it's gonna be pretty stable. About blue tub over there. Yeah, pretty stable. Yeah, these are all our magazines for the stream, obviously, but I also off stream this is my favorite setting, so yeah. So yeah. Let's try it. Yeah, pretty good right there. Pretty stable. Yep, this one in our world, this thing is called the KP90 in the Konba world. So I forgot really the meaning. Our engineering department in the Empire named this. Yeah, pretty good gun. This is like basically standard issue for the Konba world. For the Maniki Empire, the other Khan also have similar guns to this, but it's usually a nerfed version of this one. Has a smaller round, fires less potent, but the only Khan or clans in our Kumaoku and the Autonomous Republic of Ostama. Ostama is basically the 8th state of the Maniki Empire, but they have some degree of autonomy because, well, thanks to them, our technology has been super advanced. They perfected what the elves had and surpassed them. Therefore, we the Empire took them. Not took them. We let them join our union. So very advanced. What makes our version advanced in the Konba world is, yes, we use the grounded up Zuha and the smart technology where it's all connected to our souls. So the question is, though, for some people, I'm starting to probably assume is that what happens to these guns like when they're gone? So when you're buried in your funeral for Zuha for Bayu to take you back, this is buried with you. The metal, you would say it's a waste of metal, but there's plenty of metal in our world. We'll just Zuha, the spirits will just make more metal. So that's why it's not. It's fine. It's fine to get this buried with you. But yeah, pretty much. This is a fun gun. I like it. Now this is the this is the AK-74. We have something similar. The AK-74 in our world was made by Kumaoku, which is the Bear Clan. Theirs usually has a bayonet spike, as well as, I know we can't put this in the game, but the guns there has a bayonet spike and also a muzzle brake up here, which we couldn't put, but there's like a really long muzzle brake and a long spike like this. And the knife would be not here, but it would actually be like around here all the way down there to the barrel, instead of just being on the side like this AK-74 is. But this was created similar to the Kumauku clan, because they agree with the Kumauku clan and the Maniki Empire. We're allies, but you know. So they were wanting to create a better gun that is not similar to the KP90, to the gun here. So they made something similar to this, and it's very loosely inspired. But the difference is with the Kumaoku gun is they don't have a cartridge. They usually have Zuha stone, artificial Zuha stone. I call it Zuha, but it's not really Zuha. The stuff they have here is more similar to a radioactive stone, and that the energy that emits from that radioactive stone is channeled through their magic. They still use magic to shoot these things, and then it shoots projectile and goes boom, right? But yeah, theirs is a radioactive looking stone. I forgot the name. It's the Kumako usually keeps it under wraps, but we know it's like not Zuha. Our version of this type of gun, however, the Ostama version, has a little tiny box mag down here instead of this long banana thing, and then it has artificial Zuha. Artificial Zuha was first created by the elves back 500 years ago. No, actually, 300 years ago. When they were running out of their version of gunpowder, so they created artificial Zuha. They called it artificial Zuha, but basically it's an artificial stone that uses some artificial magical tech magic to make fire pew pew pew. It's basically like an energy rifle, right? That's what it is. Basically, kind of an energy rifle, and yeah, it'd be like a little box mag, like similar to. Let me just put this gun down. It's not, the safety's on, so I'll just walk back there. Let me just grab like one of the guns here, so that you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. So this is a SVT-40. And you know how it has like a box mag like down here, and like down here this is the rifle and all that stuff. But Ostama basically took that artificial Zuha technology and then made it more advanced, thanks to thanks to us, the Maniki Empire, having like all the books about the advanced tech. But they made it more or less very very stable. So yeah, there's that. So they made the Zuha up there. But basically, artificial Zuha is magical energy rifle thingies. Just think about it. You use, instead of channeling your magic through the bullets to shoot it, the magic is already there preloaded into this box. And then you just put in the bullets and you just channel the magic to those bullets and it goes pew, 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 something like that. So the Ostama did something similar to that, and then, oh wait, why am I stuck here? Similar to that, and we made it a little bit more advanced. We combined the technology of the smart guns that the Maniki Empire has, and then combined the box mag over here, and then created something like this. But the Kumauku Khan, which is the clan of the bears, have some radioactive looking stone. It's very potent. It's more potent than our smart guns, but it's more dangerous. Not because of the radioactivity, because we're kind of immune to that in our world, but it's just that you can't take this gun with you when you go back to Bayou. You kind of have to get rid of this gun once you're like... Yeah. But this one carries more power than the one we made over there. And it's such a fun gun. In the Meniki Empire, actually, only one state has this as a standard issue. Usually the standard issue is this, but Ostama, aside from this, has this as a standard issue, and Ostama's got the one with the best like arsenal of like fired weaponry. It's really like, it's because they're very autonomous. Everything's still under imperial law in a sense, but when it comes to... This is pretty stable too. When it comes to local law, I mean, yeah, they got their own thing going on, but still imperial. And then this type of gun, I think this is a SCAR in real life. We have something like this, and if I can pick it up, there we go. No! Oh great. Yeah, that dropped. Wow. So let's get this back, and let's put this there, and put this there. But yeah, this type of gun was created So, this type of gun was created not by the Kumaoku Khan, but this was created this similar type of gun was created as a standard issue rifle for the Inuuku / Suhader clans. So the one who created this type of gun was Inuuku during the during post Afiku, and then it was also issued to Suhader. Zuhader bought this type of gun as well, which is a rifle, and it's a shotgun. So, yeah. And it also came with a scope. In our world, this type of gun has a scope and the optics, because it was kind of like used as for a while before the sniper rifles came in. This was used kind of like a rifle of sorts, so long range rifle. So let's aim for some like that can over there, and then say the theories right there. I dropped the mag, didn't I? No! Wrong button. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. If I can put this in here. There we go. Yep, this is single and set auto, so put on single. And this, for the most part, for the Zuhader and Inuuku, this is their most versatile type of weapon, because it does... It's a very... I think we hit it, but I'm not entirely sure. It's a very all use in one type of gun. We have... very... It can be a long range, medium range, and also, best of all, we get down to here. It can also be a very close range rifle. If oops. Yeah, it's very close range. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Pretty close range gun, you know. It's a very versatile weapon for the Republic of Zuhadar and the Merchant Republic of Inuuku, which we will go to and redo all the lore eventually. Once I get the elf video, once me and Natsu get the elf video done, because that's taking a while because we have to omit certain things from the lore because it's not very video friendly, of course. So yeah. So the next gun we have here is a repeating shotgun with a M20 something grenade launcher. And this one is inspired. This type of gun is very similar to what we have in the Maniki Empire and the Tanuki Empire and the Tanuki Federation, because we have repeating shotguns in our world, and ours is kind of built where we have also a grenade launcher here, a muzzle brake. What we don't have, and I can't show you, is that I wish I could show, but down here we have a bayonet that goes up to here, and a muzzle brake, a bayonet, and a thing, and the handle up here. This is just for fun, but I put a tactical flashlight. And then our railing system kind of looks like this, and we have this really big scope, but for this one I put like a reflex type of scope here. But yeah, we have this in our world, and it shoots these. The shells for these ones are kind of not like this. They're more on the smart. Oh shit. They're more on using actual magic. So our shotguns, you could put anything in the barrel, really. It's like a blunderbuss. In a sense, you could think it's kind of like a blunderbuss where you could put glass or anything. Yeah, that's the way our shotguns work as well. And put anything inside it. Then just all you have to do is channel like your Zuha. And all it needs is very small amount of Zuha to like make damage. So let's try this out. Yep. Oh, wait. So effective against close range. And then very accurate gun. Yep, this is what we have. It's a repeating shotgun. We have this in our world. It's probably one of our most versatile weapons in our world. It's very easy to use and all that shit. Yeah. Now, if I can hold. Oh, so that's a quick gun. So yeah. And then we have this like grenade launch. It's more like a smoke grenade type of thing. So we're breaching some doors, we're kicking and stuff. We'll just like shoot it out there and boom! Pretty much like that. Pretty fun. That's all I can say to it. And then finally we have the M1 Garand, which is actually one of the very first rifles created during hal'haku, during our 700-year war. And the difference with there's different versions of this gun. Oh, what the fuck? There's very different versions of this gun in our world. There's like each Khan created a different version of this. Let me just pick up all these magazines. There we go. So each Khan had their own take on this type of rifle. The Maniki Federation had pretty much like this. It looks like a bare bone stock, and the Maniki Empire's bayonet was very tiny like this. This was our bayonet was more of like a serrated knife or a survival tool because it wasn't meant for piercing enemies and stuff. It was made for when in the case that you were out in the wilderness and you're stuck or trapped, this could be used as a hunting tool. Like it could stab, it could cut wood. It's meant for survival instead of, bayonet things. And our magazines were also built to have something similar to this ping box thing. But ours had the scope. Ours had the scope as well, but our scope was kind of mounted up here instead of here, and on top of here was like a Zuha, and it only had this thing has 10 shots, I think. Ours had 9 shots. What the fuck? Oh no. We ran out of floor space to pick this up. But no, we don't. Okay. So ours come with 9 shots. No, yeah, 9 shots instead of 8. They were called kaftras. So atras were katra in elf was wind slicing a projectile. Kaftra in Maniki Konba meant 9 bullets, 9 shots. And this one was basically, for the most part, a standard issue type of long-range rifle for the many Khan that have this type of gun, because it's very simple and very versatile. Ours, we use it as a standard because it's the best. It's so hard to keep a steady finger here. Oh no. So yeah, M1 Garand. Probably the most best representation of the most versatile rifle in our world that looks like this, so pretty fun. Most of the guns in my world are inspired by these real guns. The elf guns are more on the futuristic side. They shoot lasers, so we don't do that. Oh, there's a ping! Wow, great. Let me just put another one. Yeah, well. The difference is we don't get a Garand thumb from this. Oh shoot, it's so hard to look at. It's kind of hard to shoot like a VR gun because your hand is not very steady. My hand is not very steady because, I'm just kind of waving it around. There we go. We hit one can of thing over there. And this is, for me, for the most part, one of like the most fun guns to shoot, especially like offline. Like, I wish I had an M1. Yep. What I have, and well, possibly is this one, but yeah. Oh well. So yeah, the scope here is over to the side, but in the our world, our scope is in the middle, somewhere up here. And the reason why it's up here is because over here on top of the part where the rifle is, this stuff, the breech and all that stuff, is a bunch of Zuha tech. This type of gun in Ostama and the Maniki Empire has communication stuff. So as I said, the guns in the Maniki Empire and Ostama are usually kind of like a smart gun where it's connected to our soul. So over here, these guns also have the same type of technology. So that, just in case our comms in our suits and our minds don't really like connect, this is like a satellite thingy communication device. This works as an antenna, low-key. Like, like, like yeah, pretty much, pretty simple. The Maneki Empire kind of just like makes the tech a little bit more, yeah, fun. But yeah, this is um our most best standard issue. This is standard issue, but this is the best standard issue rifle here for the Empire. But the reason why they're called Kaftras is not just because of the 9 bullets. They also make something like that, right? That kind of noise in our world instead of a pa pa pa. It makes a sound. So that's why we call it Kaftra. And tra in Konba, in Maneki Konba just means like the sound, basically. It's all sound based. And that's pretty much it. And then finally. Oh shit. That didn't go out so well. So this is a 50 BMG rifle, and we have this in our world as well. And this was created during something similar to this was created during the hal'haku to fight the elves and their space tech they have. That's why I said in the earlier beginnings of the stream, what you know about elves on the mainstream side, throw that out the window, because the elves in my lore are something else. They're a whole different type of unit. But these guns were first created to defeat the 4 gods. Because the 4 gods have, like, I wouldn't want to say this, but they have like the space tech. They have some Star Wars level bullshit right there. So, but this was created to just basically defeat them. And they're single shot. But I believe the Kumaoku Empire made one something similar to this. No, not the Kumaoku Empire. Kumaoku Khan. Kumaoku Empire was short-lived. It was kind of like a breakaway thing. But Kumaoku Khan / Kumaoku Empire made something like this. And it was pure energy. They would put... It was kind of like a very brutal way to say it. But they put their entire life force into this, and it fired 6 rounds, so semi-automatic version of this. But the Maneki Empire uses this for special operations. This is what our assassins use in, the Haku, or the assassins of my world use. Ours also has a muzzle brake, but it's more of like a silencer on ours. Ours is a very silent gun. And we use this for our special operations stuff, because it's silent and powerful. And we missed that shot just now. Wow, great. My arm's not very steady, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just my arm shaking, because I know physically I'm not actually holding anything, but yeah, this is our final gun for the stream. I've only talked about the lore very briefly. I'm not entirely sure how I should like cover like my lore stuff, other than like, oh, we made these guns. But these guns are very similar or very inspired by these IRL guns, so we missed that. We totally missed that. Okay. Let's aim for like one of those farther areas then. This is used by the Haku, so let's see the blue dot over there. If you guys, I don't think you guys can see the blue dot. Oh, we hit the blue dot. Nice. The blue thing over there, over yonder in the hill. Yeah, that's where we shot it. Let's finish a few rounds and then call off the stream, and then later on, do expect me to make some lore videos and a few lore video remakes of our lore, because now that I can somewhat draw, I think I can re-talk about the lore, because it's been like maybe 2 years since I made the first lore video, and I didn't really cover that much. I was just trying to get my footing in there. So yeah, this time we'll cover most of the basic geography and the actual like plot of the lore and all that stuff. And the approach of the lore is gonna be a little bit different from what everyone's used to. But you know, I'm just doing it the Natsu way. So yeah. Let me just get to this. There we go, we finally got the can. And yeah, this is a fun gun. What else did we have here? I mean, we could try the musket again. I mean, I totally fail at shooting the musket. But yeah, the musket here, we kind of just, if it's a last resort, we're like, yeah, we do that. That's what we pretty much. And last but not least, we have, this is a trench shotgun. And this was used during this hal'haku. I remember I don't remember this, but Natsumi. There's the shotgun shells here. Yeah. These are 38 special. I think this is what, shotgun? Yeah, so these are, what is this? I forgot what trench. Oh well, fuck it. Yeah, we use something similar to that. Let me just find the gun. Trench rifle? Trench rifle. Trench rifle. Oh yeah. Well, since we're here, we'll just show you something similar to what the elves had. Yeah, the laser pistol definitely. I guess is a great representation of what the elves had in the early years of the war. It didn't really look like this, but it shot lasers. Didn't really look like this, but it shot lasers. Now if I could just put it in there. Okay. Oh wow, okay. It's not, how do I put this? Oh! Okay, whoops, I'm kinda dumb. Alright, so it shot lasers. Yeah, this is what they had, something similar, but their lasers were like pretty not continuous. It was kinda like boop 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 boop. It was kinda like that. Like they shot like this, but this is pretty continuous, really. Yep. But theirs is more like that. Pretty fun gun. But yep. Anyway, I know the stream has been cutting, so I don't know what you guys will miss. But these are the guns similar to my world. I wish I could cover it more, but I think our audience is pretty sleepy today. Or I'm not seeing the chat, but anyway, I hope you guys will watch the VOD about it. Some things may have been cut off because of the stream connection, but these are all the guns. I had fun, everybody. So, yep, this has been Hane, and see you guys next time. And thank you for watching. Yep, bye, Konba. What does Natsuha usually do? Pako sana de kunria, something like that. But anyway, these are some of the guns that are very similar to our world, and I hope you had fun. I had fun shooting them. But see you next time, and can't wait for our lore videos and stuff. Yep, bye. Yeah, let me leave the game. Yep, thank you for watching, everybody. I'm going to end the stream now. I can't see anything. That's not good. Oh.